enough of the epic music. Anyways, hello everyone, it's been a while, so my Xiangling artifacts might be done already. Let me show you. You might say, hey wait, isn't your sands a bit terrible? And yes, I would agree with you, but the crit rate in Elemental Mastery is actually good enough. But what about your goblet? There's barely any crit on that. It has enough crit rate, but it also has attack and energy recharge, which is a good thing, and if you ask why, let me explain. If you noticed, all of my artifacts has attack substat, but why? If you only cared about crit, I would start taking notes if I were you. Xiangling's base attack is pretty low, it's lower than Fischl's, and it was already hard enough to make Fischl get to 2000 attack. I'll give you 3 options, 1500 attack, and 200% crit damage, 2300 attack and 100% crit damage, 2000 attack, and 150% crit damage. If you picked option 1, I bet you thought, biggest crit equals biggest damage, but that's not always the case. Option 1 would be 4500, option 2 would be 4600, but option 3 would be 5000. What you need is a good balance for all of your stats, that way, you can achieve some of your highest DPS potential. Let's compare mine Xiangling with Teraflops aka the creator of SuKokoMon. Our Xiangling is pretty different. Teraflops' Xiangling is built with Elemental Mastery, while mine is focused solely on burst damage. This will be a damage comparison between an EM Xiangling and a burst damage Xiangling. Teraflop used Millilith set buff with Dragon Tails, their Pyronado reached above 31,000, so I pulled out my own Millilith set and Dragon Tails. My Xiangling build is not perfect, but it's more than enough. Did you think that I spend weeks only farming artifacts? I've been farming for EXP, Mora, talent materials, and weapon materials. There was a reason why I didn't show that much of my artifact farming, compared to my Fischl progression. Hey wait a minute, you said you haven't made that much progress with Xiangling like Fischl. That's true, but my Xiangling needs her crown, and maybe need a new sand. Hey wait a minute, you got new artifacts, why didn't you show them in the earlier videos? Fun fact, these were leftover artifacts from an old unfinished Xinchu build. Hey wait a minute, the damage comparison wasn't accurate because of the Abyss buff. Well how about you shut the fuck up? So I wanted to try and test my damage even further. I'm pretty sure you are familiar with M-Tashed. The highest I've seen his Xiangling do is 42,000 with Bennett and Melt. I didn't have Kazuha so I was on a budget. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to reach above 42k. Now let's not jump into conclusions yet, but my Bennett is level 60, with a dull blade, and only talent level 4 because of cons. Am I gonna raise Bennett now? Hell no, my Mora is dying. Hey wait a minute, you didn't build Xinchu and Bennett. I also didn't invest much in Ganyu. Anyways, the video is almost over, so at this point I think you know I'm a big Coco shrimp. I made this thing.